apart a while. I'm shaking.
The Silver Dasher.
Morning. It's Friday. I am not dashing this morning. I'm off to do an errand. But first I'm going to make a quick stop at McDonald's for breakfast. You know, the same McDonald's I DoorDash from. I'm spending this morning to meet up with some people to inspect my parents' house. I'm now the owner. But the inspection is because I need to get the roof replaced, which I'm financing. But yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I go every other week, go check on the house, make sure everything's okay. I noticed I went to my parents' bedroom and I noticed water stains in the ceiling. And crap. Yeah, that didn't bode well. I knew the roof had to be replaced. I just didn't, but that water stain kind of expedited the issue. I will be selling the house eventually. I gotta sell another house first. You know, I am what they call house poor. The good thing is that the houses are paid for, so I don't have that. But I do have to, you know, being recently forced to retire, I don't have a steady income. I'm just living off retirement, so I have to rely on financing and hopefully get that bill paid off quickly. I think if y'all saw my very first two videos, I mentioned about, you know, our previous house that we lived in, the air conditioner went out. Well, we paid off the money from me selling that Mustang, paid that off, so we don't have to worry about that. But there's still a couple bills we still got to pay. I'm paying on this car, but my DoorDash work is I make enough in DoorDashing to make the payments on this car, so that's not really a burden on us. So anyway, yeah, it's a good thing is that I knew what the price of the roof replacement was going to be, but the roof was so old, insurance is not going to cover it. At our previous house, we had to have the roof replaced, but insurance did cover it because of hailstorm damage. So we were lucky on that. But part of the good news for my parents' house, the price of that we're financed for, not only replaces the roof, but also replaces all the gutters. The gutters are original to the house. The house was built in 75, so it's 50 plus years old, with the original gutters on there. So yeah, and they really need to be replaced. So just for step to get eventually, just trying to keep that house updated and maintained so we can eventually sell it. Because I have a cousin of mine who mentioned, why don't you just sell it as is, because people are going to fix it up or do whatever it is. Yeah, I will do that, but there are certain things you got to have in order for a house, a repaired roof or new roof. I got to get the air conditioner on my parents' house replaced. The heat works, but the air doesn't. Now, the refrigerator in my parents' house, the freezer works, but the refrigerator part doesn't work. So, but I'm not going to worry about that. The owners are usually, when I sell, the new owners, they're going to replace their appliances anyway. So, like I said, yeah, I will sell it as is. But there are certain major parts of a house that need to be working, and for even to be considered to be on the market. A working air conditioner. Not a leaky roof. Those are important things. There is a back deck that needs to be replaced, but I'm not going to replace it. I'll let the new owners, whoever, they can do whatever they need with that. So anyhow, so off to McDonald's, but I'm not dashing right now. I may dash later this afternoon, like I mentioned yesterday. This week has been really bad. Ton of low paying deliveries, and just overall. Now I did make over $350 for the week, which I've mentioned before that I'll be happy, but I'd rather be ecstatic, if I make over 400. So I'm only about $30 shy. So if this meeting, this is a team of a heating and cooling come to inspect the house to make sure there's nothing going to be interfering with the replacement of the roof. So they said it's a free inspection. The house does have gas, but the gas is turned off. So we'll see. So if I have plenty of time, if that meeting goes quickly, you know how it is when you meet with, either HVAC guys or plumbers. We'll be there between 8 and 12. Yeah, so I'll be there at 8 o'clock, and they won't show up until 11:30. So that's probably what's going to happen. But if they show up early and get the inspection done, and I come back at a decent time, I may go ahead and just do an afternoon dash, just enough to push me over the 400. So anyway, off to McDonald's, and I'll see you in a little bit. Well, that was a big old nothing burger. Waited for 2 hours for the so-called HVAC inspector to come. He finally came took him over an hour and a half to come from the major city that we live nearby. And he said, well, I got that inspected. It says, but I told him, everything is underneath. Well, then there's nothing to do. That's what I told those guys, the roofing company and the so-called team they're supposed to. There is nothing in the attic. This house was built in 1975. There was no plumbing, no HVAC, no nothing in the attic. Everything was, this house is sitting on a half basement, so and the whole huge crawl space afterwards, and it's just everything, all the plumbing, the venting for the HVAC, it's all in the basement. Even the gas lines. We do have natural gas for the space heater, and so he didn't even go look. I told him, why don't you go in there? He looked at said, I told him the unit to the house is not working. The heat only works, and he found out that the unit was from 1991. But still, 2 hours, and he stayed for 5 minutes. He stayed long enough to give me a quote for a whole new air conditioner furnace, and he said, lo and behold, surprise, surprise, all the venting have to be replaced because they're not in code. So yeah, go ahead and send me the information. I'm going to wait till spring of next year or after summer. Consider what to do, but I told them to send me the quote. So now the house is ready to have the roof replaced. They're going to be coming here. I don't have to be there. They'll be there Wednesday, possibly Thursday, of course, weather permitting. So yeah, the trials and tribulation trying to get house maintenance. It's requiring a inspection from an HVAC. They gotta have some kind of deal going on. Anyway, so heading back home. I think I am gonna go do a lunch dash today. See if I can make enough to put me over the 400 mark. And to say it's Friday, I've mentioned before that my wife and I, we alternate. We go out to eat once a week, usually Friday or sometimes Saturdays. But we decided not to do it this Friday because my wife's got, this is here locally, this is the end of the 9 weeks for the school. So she's got to finish up grading and get the grades in the paper. But tomorrow we gotta go. Both my wife and I are getting new glasses. We hadn't had new glasses in 3 or 4 years, and since our insurance was about to go out, we bit the bullet and went ahead and got an eye exam, and both of us got new glasses. So I said, why don't we just wait till tomorrow? We'll go into town, go get our glasses, and then we'll go out to eat afterwards. She says, I like that idea. So anyway, so heading back home. I will do a dash for lunch, and I will see you in a little bit. Welcome to a special edition of the lunch dash. Normally I don't do a fifth lunch dash or a fifth dash, but because of circumstances of how poorly my earlier days this week, plus I was done with the errand that I needed to get done this morning, I decided to go ahead and do a lunch dash. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start the app. Yes, it asks me again, do I have an insulated bag? Yes, I do. You would think after it asked me 5 times by now that they trust me that I do have a bag. So anyway, so let's get started. It is bright and sunny, but it is cool. While I was out doing my errand, I'm in t-shirt and shorts, and it's a little brisk. According to the car, it's 70 degrees outside. And mind me, I'm not complaining, because after being so hot for so long, having this cool weather is refreshing, and it won't be so hot. But I did bring only one thing of Gatorade just in case. So heading to my normal spot for lunches, and hopefully I'll pick up an order real soon. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just picked up an order, and this is a special one. It's strange. I never had this before. It is a stacked order, and I'm going to Wingstop first, then I'm going to Home Depot. That's a weird combination. Food and then home improvement. So anyway, heading to Wingstop. See you in a little bit. And we're back at the apartments with the steep stairs. Well, I just completed that weird stack order of food and home improvement. Taking the food was no problem. It was to an apartment complex I've been to many times. But finding the house that had delivered to Home Depot items, it posed a channel, because the app told me, turn right here. And I looked and said, well, there's 3. There was one road that must be a road to a house way deep in the woods. But I didn't see no house number, so I had to turn around in the woods, come back, and just 20 feet further up was the address that I was looking for. But the app told me to turn too early. So, but I made it, and I delivered it, and so now I'm heading back, heading back to the north end of the gauntlet. So hopefully I'll pick up an order on the as I go through it to my normal parking station. So anyway, so here we go. See you in a little bit. Dude, you almost hit my car. Well, I did a couple orders and things are a little slow. You would think on a Friday and lunch things would be hopping. But as I was heading back towards my base operations, I've got an order for Milo's, but unfortunately I'm heading in the wrong direction, so I gotta make a U-turn here. I'm actually gonna go drive through the Ford dealership. Yeah, no harm, no foul. So anyhow, on to Milo's. It's been a while since I've done a Milo's order. Tell you what, oh God, I love Milo's burgers. With the onions and the sauce that I got. Plus I get extra sauce to dip the fries in. So anyway, off to Milo's. See you in a little bit. Well, I just picked up that Milo's order. Then I saw the instructions from the customer. It doesn't sound too good. He said, depending on your car, I might have to meet you at the end of the driveway. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So, I'm on the way to that customer. See you in a little bit. This is a hard one. I'm shaking. Wow, did y'all enjoy that roller coaster ride? Wow. At least the customer looks like he had this very similar vehicle as I have. But can you imagine driving back and forth on that driveway every day? Wow. So, anyway, heading back to base. Hopefully to pick up another order here real soon. See you in a little bit. Thank you. that was fun. I delivered a McDonald's order to a customer I've been to like 3 or 4 times now, and then the last 2 times he's come out and picked up the order. And so when I was here last time, I kind of mentioned what kind of work to do because he's got a big van there. And he said he does carpet cleaning. I said, oh, so today when I delivered, he came out again, and I asked him how's the carpet cleaning business going, and kind of threw him for a loop, and it kind of he smiled, happy that I remembered. He told me some of the weird things, especially kind of the work is kind of slowing down because it's in the fall. He does most of his work in this spring and summer because he does a lot of, from what I understand, apartments. A lot of people are moved during that time. But and I told him it must be hard, especially in the wintertime, because I remember, you're all cooped up. You don't want to keep doors open because I know, for some systems, you have to have the door open to do carpet cleaning. So, but according to him, he said during the wintertime they do a lot of water extraction issues because people have busted pipes, so they had to go in there, suck all the water out with their carpet cleaning equipment. So anyway, I still got an hour and 40 minutes on my dash. It's been slow and steady, not much, as far payment, but I'm getting there. So I'm now heading back to base, so to speak, and hopefully I pick up another order real soon. So see you in a little bit. Wow.
Drive east, then turn left.
That was a very long wait, over an hour. I don't know what's going on. I finally got an order from Arby's, which I haven't been to in a long time. It says it's high paying. It's $5, but it's very poor. But I've never had to wait over an hour for it. And this is Friday, lunchtime. You would think the orders would be popping. Unless the theory that I think is that Friday is also where a lot of DoorDash drivers who are way more veteran than I am, I think they probably get the higher priority than I do. The ones that are platinum, but they've been platinum for years, so to speak. So anyway, I'm happy to get this. So on to Arby's. See you in a little bit. Hi.
I thought the burgers were totally wrong. And we were just like flashing on or something.
Right. Thank you.
Let me get up here and go get you something.
Well, I dropped off that Arby's. It was a very small order, and it was just across the interstate. So now I'm sitting here on breakfast at the station, Starbucks. I've got 25 minutes left in the dash. Man, this is the worst lunch dash I've ever had. And this is a Friday. But I did make excuse me, I did make enough today for lunch to put me over 400 for the week. I rarely excuse me, I rarely dash on a Friday unless I've had to do something on during the week, an errand. But this is pretty bad. But I'm gonna hang here for a while. Hopefully I get another order. According to the app, the Wingstop and the Starbucks here are in a hot zone. So, and it's the only hot zone in the area. So hopefully I pick up an order before I close out the dash. What do you think would happen if this is a pattern? 5 minutes for the dash, I could pick up a PetSmart order. That'd really be something. So anyway, either way, I either get another order or I'm heading home to end the dash. So I'll see you in a little bit. Well, with 3 minutes left in my dash, I finally got an order. No, it's not the PetSmart though. Little Caesar's Pizza. Yeah, I took it. $7 for 7 miles. But at least it proves the app is working because I got an order. But that was another 20-minute wait to get that one. So, but yeah, definitely be the last dash. And then once I'm done with that, I head home and I'll give you a summary of the day and of the week. So, see you in a little bit. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, sweetie, look at you. Oh, what a pretty kitty. What a pretty kitty. Can I take a picture of you? Hmm? Look at you. Look at you. Oh, oh, you're a nice kitty. Oh, Hey, kitty cat. I'm gonna take another picture. Look at you. Look at you. I can't take you with me. No. You're a cutie. You're a cutie pie. Well, I delivered that Little Caesars order. That was very specific instructions, and I followed it. But I got a bonus. I got to pet a kitty cat, black and white one. So he had a collar on. So, but yeah, that's a fun way to end the dash on this last order because God, I had 2 orders in 2 hours. That's awful. So anyway, heading back home and see you in a little bit. Bye. Well, I'm finally home. That was a long dash, especially, getting, dashes 2 hours, 2 hours. So anyhow, my total for today for this lunch was $45.86. That's lower than most things. I did eight deliveries. One was a stacked order for a total time of 4 hours and 38 minutes. So with that put me over $400 at $415.87. So that was really the purpose of why I did this. Next time something like this, I probably won't do this because I usually take Fridays and do some other errands, but my errand that I did this morning ended early, so I decided, let me just do a dash and get it over with. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little trip, this little extra trip that I've done. If you like the video, please select like, and if you like what I'm doing, I encourage you to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when the future videos come. So this is all to help me build this channel. So, well, this is definitely going to be it for me for the week. I'm going to start again on Monday. And till then, have a good weekend, and I'll see you later.